What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. It's Tuesday. Tuesday is the day we come over here to discuss the King's Court. We got these three kings over here. Thaddeus, don't ask me his last name because I can't remember. Carlos Boozner. What's up, El Cid? And we got your world renowned, what do you call him? Supermodel icon Tyson Beckford. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's have a conversation about these kings. You know, they left us last week not knowing who was going home. Did this surprise y'all at all? I was a little bit Thaddeus O'Neal. Thank you very much. Yeah, my memory is does what it does, and to be honest, I wasn't really trying that hard. Thaddeus is, we're on a first name basis. I call him Thaddeus. He calls me nothing because I don't actually know him in real life. But I mean, I feel like if I knew him, he would feel comfortable to just call me Rhonda. So that's where we're going to be at with it. Thaddeus and Dr. Shawana. So Dr. Shawana got all intimidated when Dr. Ariel came over here, and she seen the connection between her and Thaddeus. And that made her very uncomfortable. I don't know. I think she came in so boisterous. I'm not sure that that's her real personality. You know what I mean? Because she didn't, as soon as Ariel came in there, she backed off. And that's not what you should do. When you come into a dating show, I'm saying this as if I've been on one, but if I did go on one, and I've watched enough of them to know, you have to stay focused on your own connection. You can't be worried about the other connection. It's a competition show. It's you and a house full of women and three men. So you have to focus on what makes you wonderful. You know what I'm saying? If he's going to recognize what a wonderful, beautiful person you are, you've already had to check him about calling you aggressive. And the way y'all handle that make me fall in love with the couple. As soon as I heard this situation, y'all throw it out the window. Yes, he called her aggressive. And that's when things went left. I think that can happen. I think he said it, not really understanding like the impact it was going to have on her. I'm not sure why he doesn't. That's irritating, to be honest, because I feel like he should know. I feel like in this world that we live in, and Thaddeus is quite intelligent, I feel like he should know, what using the word aggressive when referring to a black woman. I think he was caught up in, playing tit for tat and tibbly bibbly and not really, thinking. So, I'm going to give him a pass on it. The way they handle it to me was how people handle things when you go awry. They hashed it out, and, that made her feel one way. But I think when Dr. Ariel came in there, she got thrown off and she didn't know where. Dr. Ariel is spicy. So even the way she handled her, I appreciate it. But, it's neither here nor there. She gave up. She gave up on Thaddeus, and that's on her because she didn't have to do that. It's a competition show. So, she could have been, her very charming self. I think he was very attracted to her. I think that he liked their conversation. But if you're going to let somebody slide in, then, snooze, you lose. That's how this, show is going. We at episode 4. There's probably only 4 more. Thank you, El Cid. Please like and subscribe. Thank you, and thank you very much. Who else went home? Tyson and his horrible communicating self sent Liliana home. But I think, Liliana, it was time for you to go home. She, out the blue, start serving up all this attitude. And it was like, girl, what do you think you at? Like, I'm not sure what she thought she did that should make him pick her over all these other 21 people, or 20 or 18, 19. It's a whole lot of women in the house. It's got him all worked up. I don't know what she thought she did or why she felt like she stood out so much, because you can't stand out. You can only build a connection. That's how this works. He's got a smorgasbord of things. When you go to a place and there's a smorgasbord and you just keep going over there picking different stuff, that's what he's doing. So, girl, get over yourself. He said he doesn't think that she can handle his lifestyle. I might be on red carpets. I might have very attractive leading ladies in the movies that I'm in. Has Tyson been in any movies with leading ladies lately? I felt that's why he came over here, so he can go on a movie with a leading lady. Anyway, he feels like she won't be able to handle that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that that's it. Maybe she was giving a whole lot of my man energy after how many ever 2, 3 days that she's seen this man. And he's Tyson. Girl, you thought you was just going to lock him down like that? For how? She said that she doesn't think that Tyson is ready to love. Not ready to love. Yeah, ready for love. She don't think Tyson's ready for love. We don't either. But I mean, do you really come on a show like this to, find love or to promote your businesses and things? That's why he came over here. You got it twisted. She said she's a real one and some of these girls are fake. I mean, I guess. Girl, there's no need to talk down on the women that are left there just because your ass is going home. Girl, you seem pressed. And, if he doesn't know what he wants, then you shouldn't be bothered by it. Tyson is on the cover of magazine this month, of Us magazine this month. Yes, that's great for his career. He's on the cover of Us magazine because he's over here on this show acting a fool for our entertainment. It's giving me like this whole persona that he's giving himself is giving me Ray J. Ray J, not Ray J, real life Ray J. I feel like, holy moly, that would be one situation that I would be trying to find my way out of. I don't even want to necessarily be in the same room with Ray J, but on TV shows, sometimes I find him entertaining just because he's so unserious. And I think that's what Tyson is doing over here. I want to see Tyson on the cover of more magazines. This man is 54 years old and he's still doing it like he was doing it. Like, it's all good. It needs to stay on a magazine cover or whatever. It doesn't probably need to come off in real life. I've not met him in person, but over here, he is giving me the ick. Thaddeus and Dr. Ariel. Where's she at, child? That's his in-house love right now. Did I even put her up here? Yes. Okay, here we go. Thaddeus and Dr. Ariel. She came over here talking about she was trying not to be too thirsty, but it's giving thirsty. You came in a house with your booty pants like butt naked. We all know what your ass looked like. It's a nice ass. I'm just saying, if you're not acting thirsty, you probably won't show up with your ass cheeks out. That was thirsty. Where can you go from there? He liked it. He's a man. Of course he did. You over here now in your pajamas in front of this man talking about, do you like it? Why are you giving him up all these goodies? Ain't gonna work. I think he's gonna enjoy the cookies and say thank you very much for the cookies. I prefer something else over here. That is, although I feel like he definitely, obviously he's into the physicality of a woman. You would want to be attracted to someone. These women are good looking women, so that's not an issue. But I feel like you're going to have to be doing more than that. You're going to have to be very smart because I feel like he's more attracted to intelligence. In his career, I'm sure he's run across so many types of really beautiful women that are trying to be in his face. So I feel like Thaddeus is definitely looking for somebody that he can connect with on a mental level, not just, physical. And here she is giving it to him. He's also pays attention to how you carry yourself and how you represent him. So are you representing him by, being all booty out and things over here in this house with this man that you don't even know? He hasn't done anything that, not that he needs to do anything. I just feel like these types of things should happen more organically. You're pushing it. You're pushing yourself as I'm your number one. It's weird. Now that you kicked Dr. Shawana off, I'm for sure you're number one. You're out of the picture now. I don't feel like you can get an idea of what a man really thinks about you if you're the one making all the moves first. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with making moves, but if I'm the one making moves and I'm the one making moves And I don't know whether he's into it or not. He's definitely not going to turn it down, but is that what he really wants? Sometimes you might be feeling a little snackish. I don't know. Cat, can she go home? Seriously. Cat needs to go home because Cat is over here whining because Tyson is not paying her any attention. Tyson is not paying attention to anyone. And I don't know, girl, you're kind of fragile. I don't know why you came to a show like this when you're still very triggered by things that happen in your past relationship that we don't know about. I feel like, you came over here talking about your man decided that he wanted to explore a little poly situation. And when you get in this house, you go right over to Tyson. Make it make sense. He would be the last person you would want to be going to if you're trying to, heal yourself from somebody that's out here playing. At least Tyson is, playing in your face and not playing in your face. Tyson made a book, a schedule book. You got to get in there or you're going to miss out on getting booked with Tyson. I'm not understanding Kat and Sarah. Any of these people that I'm not showing you a picture of this week is because they don't matter. They just wandering around that house for no good reason, really. I don't know who came up with the number 21, but fall back a little bit, for God's sakes. I don't know what I would do with 21 options besides be tired. I might have to make my own schedule. Get this out of the way. Weed out the ones I don't want to talk to. Then, my schedule can loosen up a little bit. I don't know. All this whining is, she's a Debbie Downer. He asked her not to do that. If you're talking to someone and they're asking you not to be a Debbie Downer, girl, best thing to do is match his energy. Put yourself on the schedule. It would make more sense. Oh, Janae. Janae's in love. She thinks she's in a relationship. Unfortunately for her, she's about to find out that that's not necessarily the case. Carlos and Janae are having this conversation, and she told this man that he's the best thing that she's experienced in her 32 years of life. Well, if I was Carlos, I would be concerned about that. That would be concerning. This might be, young lady, why he eased and off a little bit. It may not be, necessarily anything other than you just sat there. Why would you say that? You said you have a habit of self-sabotaging. Why would you say that? Like, is this the moment where you decided that you're going to display all your negative qualities? That you're still in the catch phase, girl. And if you self-sabotage, then maybe you should evaluate that, figure out why you're doing that before at least you literally understand that this is something you do and you're doing it again. For what? I don't know. You just believe that when things get good, something bad is going to happen. And one thing is for sure, when things get good, something bad is going to happen. That's how life works. It's how you handle it. Something bad about to happen. We're going to see how Janae is going to handle it. I feel like she's giving up too much too fast. She's, how many days have they been in this house? I don't feel like you need to spill it all out. Not like that. Not in a way that you don't even know if it's a safe space to spill it. Carlos has a reputation. The lady already gave you the Google and the Yelp reviews. Your job here is to, have some fun and fall back and see how he handles, all of this temptation. Because he has a problem with handling temptation. That's what the people said. She crashing out. What is she crashing out over this man you don't even know? I don't understand. It's being given a little bit unhinged. I'm like, has it even been a week? I'm not understanding what all these feelings are about. It's a dating show. It's a competition dating show. I feel like they knew that when they got there. There's 21 contestants and 3 men. At some point, you had to know that there was going to be some, competition. Did you just think, you was going to come in there, walk in there in a pink dress and be like, hi, I'm Janae. Carlos is going to be my man. Just watch and see. And Carlos was like, Out of this group, I think I like the one in the pink dress. That's where we're at with it, Janae. He's not said anything about, carrying you off to matrimony. And if this is the best thing you've ever had in your life, you most definitely need to go experience some other things. They're all in the house, and Holly and Rodney bring in this matchmaker that says she has 3 picks of women that she feels like is going to be perfect for these guys. I've looked at the data and analytics. I found out what these guys like to do, and I've paired them up with the women I think that they should belong with. This is the test. There's not really a contest necessarily. This one actually made more sense than, basketball and wrestling costumes and any of the other stuff that they were doing. But this task is they go to the house with these 3 women and they have to figure out which one is their match. If they get it right, then that person is, safe from elimination. Okay, so we know that whoever gets picked over here on this house, get together with these ladies, have a good chance of being safe from the elimination dinner. So let's meet the ladies. I don't know. They need to figure out this format. Having all these women and just wandering around the house for nothing makes no sense to me. Who we got? We got Dr. Khalil. She's 44. She's from Atlanta. She's a pediatrician. She has an 8-year-old son. She seems very, intellectual in her conversation. Isn't that funny? I think the thing about Thaddeus is he's a wrestler. So when you see him, in that type of persona, you don't really equate that with smarts. And he's definitely, he's looking for somebody that's on his level intellectually. And you have to take him out of, all the costuming and things, that he's also a peacock. Jennifer is 37. She's an architect from Seattle. She lives in Miami. Here's another one. She wasn't engaged 3 times, but she was engaged twice. Allison is 45. She's an opera singer from New York City. She's kind of boring and not really interesting. And so, there's that. Tyson, I keep saying the same thing, that he's very unserious. But I feel like he has been very wide open with his unseriousness. It's not like something that you need to figure out about him. I mean, he made a schedule, for goodness sakes. And, unpopular opinion, I'm in favor of the schedule. Tyson, you get your schedule together, get the ones out of the way that you don't want. There's like 17 women that we could get rid of next week. They just need to line them up and be like, okay, guys, who do you want to keep? Pick 2. Then we can watch the back and forth between those, few. But it's like the, Playboy Bunny pool house over here. I feel like Tyson Beckford is an experience. He is not a boyfriend. He is not a husband. So if you come over here picking Tyson Beckford as your match, then you should be looking for a good time and not much else. Not for a long time. After a few hours, I feel like I would be done with it. I just would laugh at him, and whatever it is he got going on for a minute. You needed comic relief, and then you get the hell on. Tyson came over to this house. He's supposed to be picking the person that's right for him, but instead he's drooling over a woman 20 years younger than him. Dropping down his ancestry.com. Both of them. What are you? Well, I'm Asian, Filipino, Puerto Rican, Chinese. What are you? I'm Jamaican, Portuguese, European, Slavian. I was like, what the hell? What the hell is happening right here? Their conversation is very surface level, which I feel like Tyson's conversations often are. He just always sounds like he's at a mixer at a dinner party. I think that's what his life is. And he probably spends the rest of it by himself because he's kind of corny. And he's very handsome, and the handsome gets him far, I think, to some extent. And then, people come in. He talks a lot about people, taking advantage of him. And I feel like, Tyson, you're on bullshit. I mean, maybe they do take advantage of him, but I think it's probably a tit for tat. There's levels to it. I feel like, you get what you ask for, Tyson. You playing. So if you're not going to be serious, then that's a chance that you're going to get somebody playing with you. You over here at talking about this lady's toes. She's sandals, like, she's a pretty girl. I'm not that take that away. But she's sitting up there with this dress with this split up to her thigh, her tattoo. She's exotic. She's gorgeous. She sat up here with Tyson, and all she did was giggled. So I don't know beyond that. Like, this should not be a thing for him. That's just always a thing. You know what I mean? You've done this. We've been here. You've done this. Tyson is always just going to be out there. I don't, there's no point in trying to tie him down. This girl is very smart. And Tyson is not the first man that's come across this, she's an architect. So, in Miami. So she's a young, beautiful architect in Miami. It just like I can visualize the type of men that she has been around. So Tyson's son is 25. Yeah, I mean, she's 37, but still, like, do 37-year-olds, like, was Tyson really hot? How old was she when Tyson was, like, out in the scene? Was she, like, 7? You know what I'm saying? Like, for her, he's an older man. Over here trying to act like Hugh Hefner. Carlos and Jennifer have a decent conversation, but I feel like Carlos is just better at having conversations than Tyson is. So, he does a lot of flirting and laughing, but he's not Tyson. He's, he has conversation at least. You know what I'm saying? Jennifer has a lot of relationship baggage. And I don't think they care. They're more focused on the slit in her dress and the tattoo on her thigh. She said her mother called her a runaway bride. And I'm like, based on what she shared about the people that she's been running away from, she should have been running away. I'm questioning the mother that would want her to stick around. She said she brought up drugs, cheating, abuse. So she's a pretty girl, but I feel like if she's gone through all these things in her relationships, is she something? She's been through things, and so it's not going to be an easy breezy once you get past the pretty. They seem to have a lot in common, Carlos and this girl. They both live in Miami. They attend some of the same places, and Tyson lives in Miami too, but she ain't thinking about Tyson. Tyson's a goof. Thaddeus and Kalia. If Thaddeus is not going to do one thing, he going to do one thing, and that's find him a doctor. If he don't do nothing else, he going to find a doctor to entertain. They have real conversation. Their conversation for me was very comfortable. It was a little personal, her sharing things about her son and her son's father and their relationship there. I think those are important questions to ask. Thaddeus likes women who have children, probably because he has children. And I think, in my mind, because I used to think the same thing. When I was dating, I used to think, I don't want to date somebody who doesn't have children. I feel like I want somebody who knows how to love children already. That's just, my logic. Yes, there's a lot of doctors in the house, and Thaddeus has caught all of them in his web. I don't know. I feel like, they did a little flirting, and, she's very poised, and he's attracted to that seemingly because outside of Dr. Ariel, I think I think she has it in her depending on where she's at. I'm just gonna say this. This lady right here and Dr. Ariel. This lady, Kalia, not so much, but Dr. Ariel has an abundance of hair and no edges. And that drives me crazy. I feel like she should tone it down. Somebody else used to do that. Somebody else used to do that. One of these ready to love people, I think, came over here with a ton of hair and no edges, and it's just very distracting. So, I mean, do what you got to do, but please stop hanging 40 pounds of hair on your edges. This lady looks very nice and clean, but you know, her edges are struggling, and I'm going to get off that subject. I do see power couple in these two. I do see that. Um, she's so pleasant too. Like she came in like when she came in the house, like they wanted to not like her, but she's so nice. So it would be weird if you were not nice to her. I don't think she's weak by any means, but she's just a very pleasant lady. I could see her. He talks a lot about his philanthropy. That's a big conversation for him, and I could see them definitely, you know. And she's a pediatrician. The matchmaker did her thing with this one. Um, Allison and Tyson. Child, does anybody believe this? Because I do not. Please stop bringing women over here over the age of 25 for Tyson, because Tyson is just out here to play around. He's not out here trying to do anything, you know, for real, for real. He says she called her a baby. Vanessa Williams. I call her maybe not Vanessa Williams. Just not. She's not. She's a light-skinned lady with blue eyes. I see this, you know, I see the comparison, but no, she's not. Anyway, industry-wise, I feel like her and Tyson have a lot in common. Um, but she's way too mature for him. I can't see, you know, this lady over here on a hot tub bikini bouncing. I don't see that happening. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know. Maybe that matchmaker needs to go look at Tyson's paper again. And I feel like Tyson absolutely knows who he should be pursuing. I don't think that's something that, you know, has gotten past him. Not this lady, but the other lady, Christine, or from last week, that, you know, the lady that's in her 50s. He, I think, was feeling her. She just not, you know, he's just not going with somebody that's, like I said, over the age of 25. This Jennifer girl is she's 37, but she looked 25. Tyson's tallywhacky is doing all his picking, and that's probably what it's going to be from here on out. Everybody's not supposed to be in a committed relationship. I think Tyson is, you know, one of those people. I don't see it. He always going to be a playboy as long as he can. And it seems like he's going to still got some miles on his playboy life because, you know, he out here on the cover of Us magazines and probably more to come. Yeah, I'm not doctor. This is just Allison, the opera lady. She's kind of boring. I mean, she's not very memorable. At the end of the day, you know, nobody picked her, but it happens. Production asked her if she thinks she's the kind of woman that Tyson needs. And she said, needs, yes. Wants, no. So if you know that, then what would be the point of you pursuing Tyson? At this point, you might as well just go home. Just get eliminated, because the other two had a choice and they did not choose you. And, you know, probably because you're stiff and boring. Now you about to go, what is she going to look like over there with these girls running around, jumping in hot tubs and, you know, acting like they at spring break 1992. They picked which ones they thought. Thaddeus picked, you know, Dr. Kalia, and you know, they're a match. And you know, bonus, she takes pole dancing classes, so he was into that. Tyson picks Jennifer because he knows, that's what he wants, not what he needs. And Carlos also picks Jennifer. So Carlos said that Jennifer is the only woman here that he would sacrifice his time with Janae for. And I was like, wow, that was a lot. Hey, Karen. Yes, Tyson tries to act like he wants a relationship. And he doesn't, I don't believe he wants one. I think, I'm not even mad at it. If this works for him so he could get, more work, Tyson is out here looking for roles with leading ladies. And I would like to see him do it. Can he act? I don't know. He's doing a great job of acting over here. It could be a dramedy. I don't know. Tyson has been around, so long in this industry. I would love to see him like transition into something else because he can only be a handsome runway model for so long. So yeah, if this is his, pathway to it, I'm here for it. These girls are over here, doing whatever, probably the same thing. Surely not falling in love with Tyson over 3 days. Half of y'all ain't even had a conversation yet with him. Cat over here crying, you didn't even give me time. He's like, I'm giving you time now and you're wasting it. She was. What are we talking about? We're over here whining to Tyson about, how he's not spending time with you over here. What? For what? Didn't I get in the hot tub with you, girl? Ice cube tub. Didn't I get in the ice cube tub with you? What are you talking about? Get over yourself. Tyson picks Jennifer and Carlos. They both pick Jennifer. She know what she's doing. Jennifer is not dumb. So yeah, if you're insecure over there in that house, then sorry about it because it's about to be a stormy ride. I don't think Jennifer is going anywhere anytime soon. He would only sacrifice his time for her. If Jennifer is feeling Carlos, Janae, girl, you better get your anxiety medicine. I feel like Tyson and Carlos are on the same type of time, to be honest. I just think Tyson is very out loud with his foolery, and Carlos is going to get your feelings all involved. Then he's going to dump you for another exotic looking lady with thighs out and tattoos exposed. She disappointed. What? She's disappointed that she sat on him when on ice. I mean, the shrinkage couldn't have been that bad because she over here crying. She over here, baby, I'm begging, baby. I don't know what she begging about. Her and that other girl, Sarah from what's the show? We don't even remember you from Shahs of Sunset. So I don't know what you over here doing. That lady said you had an attitude and she was not wrong. You have a bad attitude, Sarah. A bald-headed lady had to tell her about herself. Here she is over here, still with a bad attitude over a man that don't belong to her. He's found the love of his. Shahs of Sunset is supposed to be coming back, or some version of it, I heard. I don't know when, but I love Shahs of Sunset, and all the important players are going to be there. Reza and Gigi, and only one that won't be there, I don't think, is Mike, because Mike be staying under arrest. And the state of the world today, he better relax. He bets to find somewhere to sit down and don't be anywhere in public trying to act a fool. Because, whoo, how many years has it been? Not even one yet. Jesus. Yeah. Now is the time to call Jesus and some other people. Magneto, Professor X. Shoot. Anyway. Carlos and Janae, they come back to the house, and when Janae seen this girl, Jennifer, she nearly lost her stomach. She's written all over her face. And I think Carlos is playing, in her face. He's acting weird. She can sense it. She's acting possessive. She already told the man that, he's the best thing that's ever happened to her in her 32 years on the planet. So that's a lot. That's a lot. Just imagine if you met some guy and y'all were kicking it, couple few dates, and then after like the second, third date, he tells you that you are the best thing in his whole life that he's ever encountered. Would that make you feel like I need to fall back a little bit because this guy might be a little crazy and, I'm going to make a suit out of my skin? Then she over here talking about she's self-sabotaging. Next thing you know, your bunny rabbit is boiling in the kitchen sink. I don't know, child. I don't know about Janae. She playing herself. That's what she's doing by not just relaxing. He already likes you. You know what I'm saying? She's just been there for a couple few hours. She's like a shiny new toy. And based on the baggage that she's carrying around with her, it ain't gonna take her but a day or two, to show him that maybe not. She's cute, but not for real life. I'm just saying. And if it's not meant to be, then it's not meant to be. But, girl, this is only 4 or 5 days of your life. You better focus on, what's next. Hopefully not finding love over here. Even like when Dr. Shawana got sent home, she was so pleasant. She didn't go over there like having a bad attitude like that Liliana lady. She's like, you've got lovely ladies to choose from. Sorry, it wasn't a match for us. You know what I'm saying? He might be calling her. If it don't work out with Dr. Kalia, one thing I do know, Thaddeus has picked up a few doctors to add to his contact list. That much is for sure. You don't see Thaddeus coming to Atlanta sometime, have dinner with Dr. Shawana? Just saying. Will Tyson be calling up Liliana? No, because she's stressful to be around. And so is Janae. But to her, credit. Let me get Janae over here. I got Tyson still up here. To her credit, the first thing he said, Carlos, the first thing he said when he walked in that other house was, Janae better be glad she's not here. He already knew it was going to be a problem. He walked in that house and he was like, please, God, let the little young one be mine. Just saying. And that's what he did. He's like, all I got to do is have better conversation than Tyson. That's easy. I'm just saying. I feel like I feel two ways about it. I feel like, Boozner, Carlos might still have a little player in him. And I don't mean on the court. But I also think, Janae is concerning to some extent. And maybe he should back up a little bit. I don't know that Jessica is his, perfect match. But yes, calm down, please. Why do they do this? Why do they come on these shows and be like, we're so connected? No, you're not connected. You're attracted. Connection takes a while. He knew she was going to be in her feelings and he didn't know how to deal with it because, he's pretty much already in his mind like, yeah, I like this one. I thought I liked that one, but I like this one. She said he was being weird. I feel like they were both being weird. That's for sure. He cheated in his marriage and it was something weird. Like I felt like they said he went back and forth between the two. Like, he cheated on the wife and then he cheated on the new wife with the ex-wife or whatever he was doing. It was messy. I didn't look up the story. Maybe I will look it up, next episode, just so I can have more details. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm looking at how he's moving. I don't really have a problem with how he's moving because she's, that's a lot. What she said, that's a lot. And it's in a short period of time. So you got to see like how he's another one. Tyson is not the only one walking around with groupies. I feel like around in Miami, the girls know who old Carlos Boozer is. So Are you going to be wilding out every time, he leaves the room, leaves the house? Because, I mean, he can have his pick, I'm sure. You can imagine these two running around with each other. And they about to tear up Miami for a little while anyway. That's about it. It went off with Janae all in her feelings, confronting him. And then he put it on the matchmaker. He said he's torn. He's like, we have such connection. But then the matchmaker says that this girl's perfect. I'm like, child, is she perfect? Maybe for right now. Like I said, we don't know. But it looks like, Janae, the worst thing that you could ever imagine happening has happened. And unfortunately, over here in this house, it's not like a show where you can switch up. You know what I mean? They can't go between being guys. You know what I mean? They have to pick who their match is. They threw a ringer in there on her when they brought this last girl. I don't think that's what she expected. I'm not mad at it, but next week, it's gonna get catty. The claws are coming out. People are trying to, stake their claim, and it looks like Dr. Ariel might be, showing her spice, and she might be the next one on the chopping block. But in the meantime, y'all, like the video. We always have to do that. Subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you. When will I be back? I'll be back tomorrow. Project Runway. Until then, Auf Wiedersehen.